This video is a presentation on the first module of the subject CS 463 Digital Image Processing. It is offered as an elective to 7th semester Computer Science and Engineering students under KTU. Myself, Hari Krishnan M, an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Rajagiri School of Engineering and Technology. So this is the syllabus for the first module. We will be starting this presentation with an introduction to image processing, following which we'll be discussing the fundamental steps in image processing and then the different components of an image processing system. The remaining topics of the first module will be discussed in the next presentation. To have a clear understanding about what digital image processing is, we need to start with an understanding of what images are. An image is defined as a two-dimensional function, usually represented as f of xy, where x and y are spatial coordinates, and the intensity value or the gray level value of an image at a point xy is the amplitude of f at that particular point. So if xy and the intensity values of f are all finite discrete quantities, such images are known as digital images, and the technique of processing digital images using digital computers are known as digital image processing. Now, the interest in digital image processing methods stem from two principal application areas. The first of which is improvement of pictorial information for human interpretation, the topic being self-explanatory, and the second application area is the processing of image for data storage, transmission, and representation for autonomous machine perception. Now, like I said, a digital image is a representation of a two-dimensional image as a finite set of digital values. These values are known as pixels, which are also known as picture elements or pels. Okay, so the image shown here is of a giraffe, and the highlighted portion is a 5 by 5 representation of the different intensity values at that particular square block. The numbers represented there represent the intensity values, and each of those values represent the intensity of a particular pixel. Okay, so the pixel values typically represent gray levels, colors, heights, opacities, etc. Now, depending on the different values represented in each pixel, images are basically classified into three: binary, grayscale, and color. Binary images are those where each pixel value will have either 0 or 1 as the intensity value. A grayscale image is one where each pixel value will have a range of 256 colors starting from 0 to 255. And an RGB image or a color image is one where each pixel value will have three different values, one representing the red plane, the other representing the green plane, and the third value representing the blue plane. Now, image processing in itself is not a standalone field. It is related to many other fields in the area of computer science. Some of the more commonly or closely related fields of image processing are computer vision, computer graphics, and artificial intelligence. Now, depending on the input and output of the system, whether it's an image or a description that's given as input or output, the fields are categorized as follows. If the input and the output is an image, such methods are known as image processing methods. If the input is an image but the output is a description, it is known as computer vision. The input being a description and the output being an image is known as computer graphics, and the input and output both being descriptions is known as artificial intelligence. Now, based on it, you have three different levels of processing: low level, mid level, and high level, as can be seen, and the examples of each of those levels are also given in the particular slide. Now, when you talk about the history of image processing, like I've already mentioned, the applications of digital image processing techniques have started from the early 1920s, and they are still under processing or improvements today. So in the early 1920s, one of the first applications of digital imaging was in the newspaper industry. The Bartlane Cable Picture Transmission Service made use of digital image processing techniques or digital imaging to create newspapers. And now, as time went on, the areas where digital image processing techniques were used kept improving. Now they are very widely used. This is a pictorial representation of different examples indicating the history of image processing. You can see an early 15-tone digital image, an improved digital image, a picture of the moon taken by the Ranger 7 probe minutes before landing, and a typical head-slice CAT image. Now, the first image is a representation of how digital image processing was used in the 1920s. The picture of the improved digital images is the improved picture quality in the late 1920s. The picture of the moon is in the 1960s, and the CAT scan image has come from the 1970s. Now moving on to the next topic, which are the different fundamental steps in digital image processing. This picture here represents the different steps involved in digital image processing. You start with image acquisition, then you have image enhancement, image restoration, color image processing, wavelets and multi-resolution processing, image compression, morphological processing, segmentation, representation and description, and object recognition, and all of them involve a knowledge base. Okay, so the outputs of these different steps are varied. Some of these processes output images, while some of them output image attributes. Now we will discuss each of these steps in detail. So the first step in digital image processing is image acquisition. So here the image is captured by a sensor, for example a camera, and digitized if the output of the camera or sensor is not already in digital form. Okay, and to digitize the output you use an analog to digital converter. The second step in digital image processing is image enhancement, which deals with manipulating an image so that the pictorial information from the image is much more enhanced and it is much more suitable for specific applications. Okay, so the specific idea behind image enhancement is to bring out details that are hidden or to simply enhance or highlight certain features of interest in an image. Now the third step in image processing is image restoration, which deals with improving the appearance of an image. Okay, this particular step tends to be mathematical or probabilistic models. Now the fourth step is color image processing, which uses the color of the image to extract features of interest in an image. Wavelets are a foundation of representing images in various degrees of resolution. The main application area of wavelets is in the area of data compression. Compression techniques for reducing the storage required to save an image or the bandwidth required to transmit it. Morphological processing, which deals with tools for extracting image components that are useful in the representation and description of shape. Morphological processing mainly deals with two steps, one is dilation and the other is erosion. So in morphological processing there will be a transition from processes that output images to processes that output image attributes. The next step in digital image processing is image segmentation, which deals with partitioning of an image into its constituent parts or objects. The more accurate the segmentation, the more likely recognition is to succeed. The next step is representation and description. Representation means that making a decision whether the data should be represented as a boundary or as a complete region. There are two main classifications of representation. One is boundary representation and the other is region representation. Boundary representation focuses on external shape characteristics such as corners and inflection, while region representation focuses on internal properties such as texture or skeleton shape. Description is also known as feature selection. It deals with extracting attributes that result in some information of interest. The final step in image processing is recognition and interpretation. So recognition is the process of assigning a label to an object that is present in an image based on the information that is provided by the description of the image. Knowledge base is one that plays a role in all these steps. The knowledge about a problem domain is coded into an image processing system in the form of a knowledge base, and this particular knowledge about the problem domain is used in all the different steps of image processing. Now the final topic that we'll be discussing in this presentation are the different components of an image processing system. So you have image sensors, hard copy devices, specialized image processing hardware, image processing software, mass storage devices, computers and image displays. So image sensors make use of two elements to acquire digital images. The first is a sensor and the next is a digitizer. A sensor is a physical device that is sensitive to the energy radiated by the object that we wish to image, and a digitizer converts the output of the physical sensing device into digital form. Other components that are used in digital image processing systems are specialized image processing hardware, which usually consists of digitizers, which we mentioned just before, plus hardware that performs other primitive operations such as ALU, which perform arithmetic and logical operations in parallel on the entire images. So this type of hardware sometimes is known as a front-end subsystem, and the most highlighted feature of a front-end subsystem is its speed. The next component, as you all know, is a computer. So it's a general purpose computer. It can range from a personal computer to a supercomputer. In dedicated applications, sometimes specially designed computers are used to achieve a required level of performance. Image processing software consists of specialized modules that perform specific tasks. A well-designed package also includes the capability for the user to write code that as a minimum utilizes the specialized modules. Then you have mass storage capability devices. So when you deal with knowledge bases and you deal with images, you need devices that can be used to store such data. So mass storage capability is a must in image processing. An image of size 1024 by 1024 pixels require 1 megabyte of storage space if the image is not compressed. So this basically highlights the necessity of a mass storage capability. So digital storage for image processing applications fall into three principal categories. One is short-term storage for use, online storage for fast recalling, and then archival storage, which is characterized by infrequent access. So short-term storage deals with storing data that is used frequently during image processing. Online storage for relatively fast recall allows virtually instantaneous image zoom as well as scroll and pan operations. Online storage generally takes the form of magnetic disk and optical media. And archival storage is characterized by infrequent access, which deals with storing of data that is very less frequently accessed. Image displays, typically color displays that are used today, involve TV monitors. Monitors are driven by the outputs of the image and graphics display cards that are an integral part of the computer system. Then you have hard copy devices which are used for recording images. They include laser printers, film cameras, heat sensitive devices, inkjet units, etc. Networking is a default function in any computer system today, which again plays a huge role in image processing. So because of the large amount of data that is used in image processing applications, the bandwidth plays a very huge role. So in dedicated networks, this typically is not a problem, but communication via remote sites, for example the internet, is not always efficient. So these are the topics that we plan to discuss in the first presentation. These are the references that are used. A.K. Jain's Fundamentals of Digital Image Processing is the main reference used to prepare this presentation. Digital Image Processing 3rd edition by Rafael C. Gonzalez and Richard Woods is again another reference that have been used. Digital Image Processing by S. Jayaraman, S.I.K. Rajan and Veera Kumar is again another very frequently used reference. So thank you so much. We will see you all in the next presentation.